slink off into your little hole and maybe warn your people.
He looks like he's about to punch you.
There is a 1,000-year-old dragon burning down a city with over 100 giants right now. I don't have time.
Remember, the only reason that any of that worked back there is because of me.
Yeah. Do you want a prize?
It is Toivo's turn. Toivo appears, closes his eyes as you explain what's going on, turns its head to look at, or to its head so it's facing the Hound of Tyndalos. So Matt and Brian, you hear the cat just growl real low and dangerous. Nick, you hear meow meow, I can smell you, meow meow meow. Roll your attacks, please.
You can read that there is a contemplation about the others in the room and their responses, regardless of what his answer is.
As in, he's concerned about what his response will be because of the people in the room.
Yes.
I kill everybody else in the room.
I am sorry, I am trying to be helping, but...
What happened to Trinia?
She just disappeared.
We lost the kid.
I am not understanding. She just got hit by one of those raisins. She disappeared. She is gone.
And Arabella said I turned to stone?
You were a statue. Welcome back.
You know what? I just give him a hug. A big jockey hug.
Okay.
This is not the time!
Glad y'all came to our hoot, Nanny. Good to see you, boss. How you enjoying yourself so far? Hey, get her another ale on me. Now, get her 2 ales on me.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The croaky bartender comes back and sets 2 mugs.
So you see that guy shows up and swings.
Day troll in the twilight, quest begins at night. City trapped in chaos, crimson thrones lost light. Whispered spells and shadows, Runelord casting fear. Heroes forge their fate now, Korvosan draws near. Rise up, heroes brave, face the Runelord's way. In the dark we stand, Korvosan in our hands. Ancient runes of power, truths they now reveal. Tyrant's throne is trembling, echoes of the past. Runes of wrath are crumbling, victory at last. Echo chants of glory, legends carved in stone. Claimers of the story, city now our own.
Hello, everybody. Welcome on in to the return of the Claimers Conquest. I'm not going to spend a lot of time jabbering on here, but welcome on in, everybody. I'm going to just push it right on over. I'm going to push it right on over to our Game Master, Andrew, to catch us all up on all of the things that are things to be caught up on. That's since the very beginning. 4 years and 3 months. It's been a while. It's been a while, and let's be honest, 51 months is when the Curse of the Crimson Throne, which is part of this campaign, first showed light on the internet. So there we go. Give me 1 second there, Andrew. The audio is not coming through. Go ahead and try again.
Can you hear me now?
Now it's echoing. That's on me. Interesting. I don't know. Something reset.
I'm like, I can hear things just fine.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Why is it doing this? Very curious. I have no idea what setting got changed.
Your Twitch is haunted.
It is. It is. That's that. I'm just trying to see where everything is and how it's all situated. For some reason, it's echoing.
Rachel echoes. I hear her.
There we go. I think I got it fixed.
Is that better now?
Much better.
Testing.
There we go. We're good. We're good.
I feel like I should talk because that was not a very nice echo. Like, ooh.
Yeah, all of my settings reset. So we got it fixed though. We got it fixed.
Okay.
Well, last we left off, they completed the Gallery of Tyrrany, a new exhibition at the Jeggare Museum showcasing several items recovered from Castle Scarwall, the seat of power for Korvosan, the tyrant of the Hold of Belkzen. And it had gathered nobility from Kermaga, Magnamar, Yanderhof, Sandpoint, nobles from all over Varizia, even one from Brevoy, making this an international event technically. The gallery was the players rubbing elbows and greasing palms with the nobility to try to get them supporting their bid to defend Varizia against the rise of Runelord Karzug, who the Runelord's crew failed to defeat in a climactic battle of the rise of the Runelords. And they were successful. They were successful in convincing most of the nobility that they were somebody to rally behind, and they were were successful in lining up whatever influence nobles of several different cities could back them. Magnamar has already been preparing for this for a few months prior to this, but now Korvosa is starting to put its pieces on the table. We pick up after the Gala of Tyrrany, and Miles and Naveen have left to assist the Stolen Souls crew with saving their friend Shy. You can view that cast of last Wednesday's game in the videos, and this is set after that. So we have Brianna, Arabella, and Dalibor leaving the party, and Sephi. Are all of you just going back to your? It's. I think I said it's 2:00 in the morning right now. A night of drinking. Are you all just going back to your places to sleep? Is there anything anybody would like to do that's an emergency to do right now, or?
Well, somebody else can go first, but I know Seth, you would try to find somebody else to let them know about the book that her and Neil Landis found.
Who are you going to let know about that? Somebody at the party or in the city?
No, somebody at the party, either Dalibor, like somebody part of the player
okay.
characters.
Okay.
Like,
was that not shared during the party? I thought it was.
I think only certain characters might have known.
Just Sephi and Neil Landis.
Okay.
But I mean, if that's something we kind of want to hand wave.
Dalibor and Brianna are leaving. You guys are probably leaving at around the same time. Dalibor as well. Okay. You know, everybody's kind of filtering out at this point.
Yeah. So Sephi will go up to probably Dalibor because Brianna kind of dipped on her. And say, yeah, she'll just walk up to him and say, Dalibor, so Neil Landis and I just found something in the auction items that I think we should try to see if we can purchase. It's a book, and it's written by the Runelord Lady of Wrath. And it gives details about how she fought you know who. Name starts with a K.
Really?
Yeah.
And like Dalibor stops dead in his tracks. If there's like people around him or people behind him, they probably bump into him. Or if he was talking to someone, he probably just lets them walk off mid-conversation.
Mm-hmm. So
you're talking a little bit with your dad, but he does walk off and he gets in the carriage that you and him have.
Okay.
Set to go back to your place.
And probably Cassidia, I'm assuming, as well.
Yeah, I think Cassidia would stay by your side.
Okay.
Like
I will glance at Cassidia and then I will glance at her and go, do we know how much it is going for, where it's going to be sold? Are you certain that this has this information on it?
It said it on the plaque. So, I mean, unless they lie about that. So where it's going to Cheliax, I'm pretty sure. I'm just going to make sure, because Sephi did remember where it was going. Unless it's not actually going to Cheliax. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the list. Oh, I don't remember what this book was called, and it doesn't say.
Are you not able to find it on there? It's right there. The
Oh.
Grimoire of Infernal Conquest.
Yes, West Crown. The Cellist Noble Auction.
So we're going to have to go to Cheliax and get into the auction and outbid one of the richest nations in Galarian.
Yeah. And I mean, I can't tell you here because it's super secret, but the thing that's not a secret is I spent all my money.
Can I estimate roughly how much that would go for in Cheliax with my appraisal?
You can.
I mean,
And I will give you a base. I will give you a base of something you already know about this.
Okay.
So this is one of the items that you recovered of a group of items that were art objects in Scarwall. As a collective, it was like 5 or 6 items. You estimated it to be about 15,300 for the collection. But if this is an authentic book penned by a Runelord, that number would get blown out of the water, especially if it was verified by like an expert.
So we had this in our possession at one point in time.
You did.
And we didn't know what it was?
Mm-mm.
No, Dalibor just stops for a moment and looks at Cassidia and looks at Sephi. He's like, we had this the whole time. We thought that it was nothing. We misidentified what it was.
Well, that's okay. Everybody makes mistakes.
So
because for one, it's not magical.
Right.
It's just an art object. So
well, I mean, it was a book, right?
Yeah, it was a book.
So if this is penned by a Runelord, we originally thought that would be around 1,500, but penned by a Runelord. And on top of that, I would roughly say with a 35.
Jeggare has probably had this piece authenticated. He's probably sold it to the place where demand is the highest, which an infernal book penned by a Runelord going to Cheliax, the diabolists of the world. He's probably negotiated it selling as much as he could, like inflated the price, and they're going to inflate the price even further beyond that. You're guessing he could have sold it for within the high tens of thousands. And what it could go on for at an auction, it could rival some of the most expensive magic items.
I mean,
and Dalibor goes, this could go for upwards of 50,000 gold. Maybe more. In Cheliax, the way he has it set up, based on what we know and the information you have, and the amount of money he probably spent to have invested to make it authenticated, who would he get to authenticate it?
I mean, I don't, maybe Toft, or I mean, there is in Sandpoint a researcher.
Roll a what?
You can roll an Arcana if you want to see if you have the answer yourself.
Yes. Yeah, it was kind of
Sephi
he was saying it out loud, but it was like trying to figure it out in his mind. Because like, would it be someone local? Because they would then know. 43.
You do know at least one name. Of course, the Academy could, but Runelords aren't just a subject of magic, they're a subject of history as well.
Mm-hmm.
And for someone to authenticate something like this, you need a specific specialist who is dedicated completely to Thessalonian artifacts. And there's one located in Sandpoint. His name is Brodert Quint, and he is a scholar who is, last you heard, studying a Thessalonian monument called the Old Light in Sandpoint.
Okay. Well, whoever he is, if it's the person from Sandpoint, as you say,
Mm-hmm.
they would have come authenticated and likely gone back to their studies. Otherwise, they would have been invited to the party. They were not invited to the party, correct, Andrew? As far as I'm aware?
They were not.
Yeah, or I mean, I guess I don't know if Jeggare can teleport, but could have been brought to him too.
Oh, that's... And Dalbor will, like, wave to start heading towards the thing. We can continue talking on the way to the carriage. So our options are very limited. We can go and buy the item, or at least attempt to, which we would need the money, which I don't necessarily have, and I don't have the capability of liquidating.
Just an additional point that all of you do know is this is right after the debut of the gallery. The item is still technically in Korvosa.
Right. Is there magic that can duplicate the mundane item? It's not magical, we just want the information.
I don't know. I left my staff at home, so I don't really know that much about magic without my staff that tells me.
I will pour over my brain and go, is there a magic that can duplicate a mundane item? For information.
Maybe Jeggare would just let you read the book.
Oh, I'm sure he would. But I don't know if we could get enough information out of it in time before it leaves the city. I will definitely check.
I mean, we could always steal it temporarily.
Dalibor just kind of gives you a look like, where did you come from? And B, do you even know me? Do you even know me?
And honestly, this is the first time Brianna's been listening to the conversation, because Brianna's been thinking about how to steal the mirror. And like trying to go through, like, God, do I do this? And so yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, that is an option. I'm not very good at that either. I mean, maybe we could just ask him.
We're going to have to ask him.
Well, if nothing else, we could ask the academy or whatever. Maybe they know of some magics to copy a book.
Can I think of anything, Andrew? Or will I have to wait
Make
to
an
talk to
Arcana.
Arabella?
Admittedly, my Arcana check is like
a 30.
Is Arabella there, or would she have gone back to the Sunken Queen?
No, she would have left with, like, as before we're leaving, left with a Shawnee. So I can have her roll.
What is that quill that I got for Cassidia that's like... Do you have to, like, instruct it on what to write? I don't remember if you have to, like, tell it what to write, or if it... I don't remember what it was called.
The quill that Sephi had, or...
No, there is a quill that Dalibor early on paid to get made, and he gave it to Cassidia because she had kept having all these forms piled up on her desk.
Oh, it was just, yeah.
And I got her a magical quill to, like, help her with doing all of her forms, and I don't remember what it was
Yeah.
called. I
Arabella
will
got a
just look at her. Do
49.
you think that your quill could copy a book?
She stops and she's thinking, and she's like, What quill are you talking about?
The one that I got you. When you had your pile of stuff, we came in one day right before we went to fight, right before the stuff got really bad with the queen.
I have no idea if it could or not. Maybe. All of you who rolled know that there are spells that create objects. Like fabricate. But as far as spells that completely copy one object and duplicate it to another, if there is such a spell, I don't know it, and I know a lot of spells. You could do it with a miracle or a wish, but
right.
Here's I guess another question following along that line. Do we know of any creatures that are known to be super scriveners, for lack of a better term?
Oh, creatures.
Like maybe like a planes check to see if there's something I don't know. I'm spitballing here.
Mm-hmm. There is a spell
wall
called
planes.
There is a spell called Memorize Page, but I'm trying to see how many targets intelligence modifier.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah,
quill only
Brianna,
translates what she says, so I don't think the quill works.
Oh, it's like a dictating machine.
Yeah, because I didn't pay the full price for the. I paid to just.
Brianna, you do know one creature comes to mind. This kind of fits the aesthetic as well of what you're trying to get. That'd be a contract devil.
So a contract devil could probably copy it rather quickly.
Yeah.
And I did have a productive conversation with the Chilaxian delegate when we were negotiating help.
Okay.
And only partially sold my soul. Well, or the kingdom's soul, depending on how you look at it. But that's a problem for a future day.
Albor's getting a little more uncomfortable as this conversation continues. He doesn't know why either. Like, he knows why, but he doesn't really know why.
Arabella will speak up and say there is a spell called Memorize Page. If I cast it, I could memorize 8 pages. So depending on how thick the book is. But it's a book, so I'm assuming.
So we need a lot of scrolls of that?
Well, and I don't know.
Or depending on the time
No.
frame, if you can gather the spell, I could try and make a wand for you.
So the maximum number of pages that a particular target can memorize through repeated castings of the spell is equal to the target's intelligence modifier, minimum 1.
Okay.
So even through repeated castings, I could get 8.
8 pages?
8 pages.
So you know what a standard spell book is 100 pages.
Right.
And this is a big book. This is like a Robert Jordan Wheel of Time book.
Nice.
Arabella will say, if we get further away from the museum, I can tell you about my conversation with someone.
You guys are at Dalibor and Dalivor's carriage at this point. Hanging out with like a long Minnesota goodbye.
Yeah. Why don't we just take Dalibor's carriage and then I can share?
Yeah, I'll get in. I'll help.
If
I'll
you
help
guys are
all the
gonna
ladies in.
squeeze, you're
Yeah,
gonna squeeze into this carriage.
I get. Well, wait, Chrysidia's there too?
Chrysidia's there, Ishani's there,
Oh shit.
Sethi, Arabella, Neolandis, Brianna, Dalivor.
Arabella will be like, let's just meet at the shop.
Okay.
And then,
Who's
like,
taking the carriage?
Um,
You could probably get 6 in the carriage if you squeezed a little bit.
Steffi and Neolandis took their own carriage, right?
They did.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they'll just go on their own.
If you were flying there from where we are at, it wouldn't take super long, right?
No, not at
It's
all.
a straight shot.
So I could turn into I can fly and meet you guys at the shop.
It's a relatively simple walk there, but just because of the nature of this event, carriages are taken, even if you were taking a carriage a block away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arabella and
For
Oshani will go
appearance's
with.
sake.
So I'm sure myself, Cassidia, and my father.
That's 3. If Brianna's flying, Arabella and Ashani can go with, but Arabella's not gonna. She's gonna shut her trap.
Yeah.
You're going in the carriage?
Yeah.
I
There's room.
guess, yeah. There's
Because
room.
the other 2 are taking Neolandis's and Brianna's flying, so.
As you're taking the carriage, you can see Dalivor is shifting kind of uncomfortably. And you recall that at the event, he was talking to that diplomat almost the entire time.
Yeah.
And you recall him coming out looking somewhat distressed.
Yeah. What the news from Brevoy?
No good news. He kind of looks out the window and then looks back to you. My son, there are shadows one does not outrun, only outlast. I have spoken with the ambassador. We are far from Brevoy's frozen fields, yes, but not so far as to be forgotten. Iliodor sees what we've built here. Word of the Queen's fall travels swiftly and not kindly. King Sertova, it seems, has taken interest, given the history of our name. The throne goes wary. Iliodor brings his will plainly. We are to return to Brevoy, to kneel, to pledge loyalty before we are seen as something worse than traitors. An idea.
Or what? Brevoy is many nations away from invading Varizia. For 2
But
men.
we are not beyond the Dragon Scale Loyalists' reach.
It'd be best if they just forget us. We have no ties left to them anymore. Why do they
I
care?
tried convincing him of this. I tried telling him that was a lifetime ago, that we are the entire world away. Somebody has gotten the king's ear and told him that if we can overthrow a regime here, we can overthrow one there.
There was no overthrowing a regime. There was taking out the one person who didn't belong. Idiots.
The queen, many nations outside of here see a queen who came into power after her legally married husband died, and then a city overthrowing her and placing a new king of no blood relation on the throne. They don't understand the intricacies, the cruelty, the insanity that was here as a result of her narcissism. They just see a rightful monarchy overthrown.
That ambassador is still in town, isn't he?
He is.
And maybe you should have a conversation with him, Dalibor.
My father
I mean,
told me to stay away from the conversation.
Well,
I look at my father. Do you think that is still good choice?
I'm at a loss of what to do now. I've considered putting it on the back burners for a while, but Iliodor, he just seems to be taking a stance of provocation.
I find it interesting that he's upset about a new person being on the throne when he is a Sortovia, not a Ragorvia, who is truly the king. He should not
The
be throwing
hypocrisy is not
stones.
lost on me. Needless to say, if we pledging fealty to Surtova puts us at odds of what we are doing here, we cannot do that. We've pledged our fealty to King Endrin. We put him on the throne.
We are Verisian now. We are Korvosan now. Do we know where he is staying?
He is staying at the Posh and Turtle in North Point.
I look at Arabella. Can you and the others solve figuring out how to copy that book without me?
yeah, it might work out for the best.
Dalibor smirks a little bit because he's not dumb, and he nods.
I mean, I think I talked to the ambassador as well. I didn't think he was so bad. But I don't know if you need me to see what spells I have.
That book is what's important. We need to get a copy of it before it leaves town.
I mean,
And casting spells on this man is not going to be in our best interest.
I'm just going to hope to talk to him.
He doesn't come back to Brevoy, or he comes back altered from Brevoy. There are court mages there powerful enough to know what was done to him.
Dalibor nods. Agreed. The best I can do is convince him. I'll have the carriage drop me off there. Cassidia, if you want to stay with them, you can. If you want to be dropped off back at your place, we can do that as well.
You're going to speak to him now in the dead of twilight.
He is likely still on his way there. I could catch him before he even gets in.
he's probably pretty loaded too.
Actually, I won't even have the carriage drop me off. I'll just have it drop you off, and I will go directly there from inside the carriage. I will meet him before he goes inside.
Chrysidia, like, I think it'd be good if the carriage dropped you off. I'm sure you've had a long night.
She just looks at you and doesn't say anything.
Or though maybe Dalibor can introduce you and you can vouch for him.
Well, I, for one, am very tired, and I would like to go to bed.
Well, then maybe we have the carriage dropped.
The carriage has now arrived at the Golden Key, because that's literally how long it takes to get there from the Jeggare
Okay.
Museum. You can see Brianna in her polymorph form there probably several minutes before you even arrive.
I open the door and get out and help everybody out who's getting out.
Right. I'll look at Brianna. I guess you and I have a problem to solve. Dalibor is going to solve another problem. Some
That
family
sounds like
history
Dalibor.
stuff. Yeah. And then I think Shawnee and Chrisity are going home. Shawnee, do you want to crash here?
I suppose. I don't think our house is ready yet.
All right. Have a good night, Christidia.
Raid! Raid from Desk Joker. How you doing, buddy? How are you? How was your stream? How is everything? What were you doing? How's it going? Welcome on in, Raiders. We are doing some tabletop role-playing. This is Pathfinder 1st edition. This is one of our more in-character, more intense games. A little bit more serious than some of the other ones. Come on in. Join us for the story. Join us for the characters. I'm a drunk 2v8. Thought I'd come show you some love. Well, thank you for the loves, DJ. We loves you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're enjoying getting back into the DBDs, the DBDs. If you need to go and drop out and go sober up and get some water and get some food, you do so. Everybody else who's come along with the race, please come on in. Please stick around. Please enjoy the tabletop role-playing. If you have questions, you can ask in chat. You can hang out and enjoy the show. Hello, Meowgical. Welcome on in. Thank you for that follow, Meowgical. Appreciate that. Hello, hello. We do all kinds of things here. Wednesday is always tabletop role-playing night. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays is video game night. Monday is talk show night. And tonight we are doing the Claimers Conquest game, which again is a Pathfinder 1st edition tabletop RPG. So welcome on in, guys. If you don't know Death Joker, people that were here, go and give Death Joker a follow. We love that guy. We love that guy. He's a lot of fun. Go and check him out.
Right, so
apparently they haven't restricted hype trains to multiple people anymore.
oh my god, it's already almost a level 3. What is happening now? Are there still hot chips?
There is! Until this bag runs out and then I have to get new ones. We're just going to be getting different ones and trying spicy chips.
Different hot chips.
They are. These are late July scorching sauce hot chips. We have returned.
Are they hotter than the other ones? Oh man.
They're a little bit less as hot, but pretty close. Oh my god, thank you guys.
Wow, this is gonna be
long.
Oh, that's a level 4 train. That's 4 hot chips.
And it's still bottom of the bag too. Two. Oh.
Now we want to cut right into your serious
Oh my god.
Gonna say, chat wants to know how the hot chips taste.
They've got lime and heat. And they're, oh, fuck.
Dang. Dang.
Guys.
Level 6.
Oh my
How many
god.
more hot chips is that?
It's 2 more.
2 more. Enjoy that.
But these ones have some more flavor than the other ones. The other ones are... Oh. It's all powder at the bottom.
I still maintain that we need a certain level to get you to snort the dust at the bottom of it.
Wow.
Just collect the dust from each bag.
People come in from Death Joker watching him get completely wasted to come in to watch me like destroy these hot chips.
You're channeling your inner tiefling, Nick. It's all
Oh
good.
my god. Oh my god, I'm looking at the camera. I'm like a shade. I'm a shade redder than I was before. There we go. That's what happens here, guys. Hype trains cause spicy chips. Holly, we need more spicy chips. We're almost out. We'll need to go on the hunt.
I'll add that to our grocery list for this
We'll
week.
have to go on a hunt for another brand.
You should have like a...
His face is turning red and he's sweating.
I am. Oh my gosh. And my ears, my eyes are...
You should have a wish list, or I don't know if you have a wish list with spicy chips on it.
I do, but they're still the packies. It's my throne wish list right on the here in Discord or here on Twitch. I can't even say words, but they're just the packy ones and they don't exist anymore. And so it just says that they're all out. So I'll have to find some new ones. Oh, oh! I'm so glad I have cider here. Oh, level 6. Started level 7. Thank you guys for all of the gifted subs. I appreciate you guys. That is not what I expected to have happen today. And I swear that I'm sniffling because of the spicy chips, not because I'm crying. Well, that's what we used to do. We used to do the Packy Ghost Pepper chips, Magical. That was the chip we did. And we actually started getting incorporated into some of the games, so when people would redeal heals, they could eat spicy chips to make the heals bigger. Oh, so while these are hot, they're not quite as hot, which is why I was doing handfuls of chips at a time to kind of make up for the little less heat, because it's more heat, and I, being the stale and the powdered heat at the bottom of the bag was dumb of me.
The more you know.
So yeah, who all gets out, and is Gracidia taking the thing back to the... Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Gracidia takes the cat carriage to Citadel Volshanek, but the rest of you have met outside of the Golden Key. And Dalibor, you are heading over
I will
to
say
the Posh
goodbye
and
and
Turtle.
thank her for the evening. When it's just her in the carriage. And apologize for all of the...
Milk will subside spicy tastes.
Wasted.
That was sweet.
And then, yeah, as the carriage goes off, I will click my heels and say there's no place like the posh.
Okay. Roll your teleport.
Oh, fuck, that's right.
Don't roll like Brian does.
It's a 100, what, right? 100?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a 100.
100.
51.
You're on target. So Dalivor,
That would have been really funny if you would have
Blinks
been
away.
off target and then in Brevoy.
Oh my god.
how about the rest of you?
Well, Arabella will escort Brianna in. I'm assuming Steffi's not there yet, or is she there?
She would probably arrive right after this carriage does. So
Okay.
as you're escorting Brianna inside, the carriage is dropping Sephi off.
Okay.
And then it's gonna take Neolandis back to the castle.
Okay. Steffi will get out and say her goodbyes to Neolandis. Thank him for a lovely evening.
So you all gather inside.
Yep. And Sarabel will make sure she'll bring him into her library. She's paranoid. She's gonna cast Screen. Or actually, she'll cast Telepathic Bond on all of them so that they can talk. And the bond just them. 'Cause it's a lower level spell. And then say, so Lord I had a conversation with Lord Arconos. He is gonna steal the mirror for me. The one from Nidal. For that other group. So it doesn't go to Nidal. I could message him and see if he wants to tag on the book too. To whoever he's hiring. I think that would be the simplest thing. So, Rana, if you're good with that, we just don't have to tell Dalibor or Cursidia or Neolandis or the king or Naveen. We just keep it our secret.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a plan to me. I want to make sure that mirror gets hopefully destroyed.
I don't think they're going to destroy it. I think those other people are going to use it for something, but it's not going to be a Nidal and it's going to be their problem.
Did they say what they were going to use it for?
Unfortunately, yes. There's something, apparently the boneyard is unraveling.
That's weird.
And they believe it. And somehow that mirror like ties to that. The woman that explained it to me was talking really fast.
Okay.
And I was kind of a little bit slow on the uptake, to be honest, because I was trying to figure out how much I actually cared. But I did scry in the mirror, and that's when I got the vision, and I think from what I heard, Steffi got the vision too.
Well, and I definitely saw something. I think I definitely saw something, and I don't necessarily know exactly what happened to cause the vision to happen, but it sounded like it was kind of a...
Oh, that was me. I
Oh,
scried.
okay.
I scried using the mirror, and I'm pretty sure
I see. Okay.
kind of when you use, pretty sure it's Zonkathon was not super. I don't know. He just wanted to be a dick, I guess.
No. Then I guess he can chain himself up and pleasure himself with it. I don't know. Don't really care what Zonkathon thinks.
Steffi gasped at that. Okay. Well. Okay, I will message Lord Arconos, see if he can get the thief to also grab the book. Were there any other artifacts that we want to nab? I mean, the thing I'm interested is a dragon skeleton. I don't think that's going to be realistic unless I steal it myself.
Well, yeah, no, I think between the dragon skeleton, figuring something out for the book, and the mirror, I guess those were the big quote unquote ticket items we were looking for various reasons.
Well, and it would be a little bit odd if the thief is probably going to have to steal some other things too to kind of cover their tracks, but it'd be odd if like too many things were stolen.
Right.
Okay, let me send a sending to Arconos and see if he can add in the book. See if I have to do another favor for him.
Sounds like a plan.
Otherwise, if we can scrape together gold, maybe Safi over here can use another miracle, duplicate the book.
I mean, I've got money, but I don't think I have the money. I mean, we're talking like
25K.
Buy ourselves a scar wall. Like, yeah, I don't have that kind of money. I mean, I got a couple grand.
No, I would have to liquidate things. I'm just thinking if we already have a thief in there, what's one more thing to grab? I mean, I guess I could try to teleport in there and wait for the thief and just grab the book myself too. But I'd rather not have an alibi. Okay. I'm gonna send Lord Arconos Ascending. I will type it out. I have to. Make sure I get. Oh, shoot.
Silence.
Yeah, we're waiting for Arabella sending.
Yeah. So. So she's gonna say. Well, instead of request, can you have your friend also grab the grimoire of Infernal Conquest along with the mirror?
You fairly quickly get a response back. Of course I can, and I will. Anything for a new friend.
Okay. Well, that felt too easy, but
You're not stupid. You know that is going to come with a request with a favor you're going to owe him.
Yeah, I know.
You know how he works. That's not a charity.
No.
Yeah.
But then I don't have to do it. I mean, I don't have to do this thievery. All right, problem solved. Nobody else needs to know. If Lord Okonos asks me for a favor where I need help, I will tag tube you in. So we can
Yeah,
figure it
I'm
out
sure.
together.
I'm sure we'll be selling part of our soul to him at least for something to have help us with that. But
Yeah, or I'll just modify his memory so he forgets that he made the steal too. That's, you know, if it's too thick.
that's fair.
Right, okay. Well, I'm gonna go continue my research.
I'm gonna maybe curl up into a ball somewhere and go to sleep for a while.
Sounds good.
Okay, Dalivor.
Yes.
You appear at the Posh and Turtle.
Okay.
It is on the west end of Korvosa's Avenue of Arms, so located around whereabouts this area.
Yeah, so his carriage is still going to be coming unless he used magic to get here.
Yeah. You know that the prominent feature of this inn is that there's a glass floor with it that shows a sea cave below it, where there's an enormous sea turtle named Old Tom that lives there.
Okay. Do they have like is it just drink or just places to sleep, or is there other stuff as well?
This is specifically an inn, not a tavern.
Okay.
So they have food there, like they serve breakfast there and serve lunch meals there.
Okay.
But it is more a place to stay than
Gotcha.
a drinking establishment.
I will ask if he's shown up in case he used magic to get in. If he's returned yet.
The clerk at the desk, make a diplomacy.
I'm assuming they're from Korvosa.
Yes.
31.
They say Sir Grigorovich has not returned yet.
I will not. Excellent. Then I will wait for his return.
You can see that there is a small sitting area, kind of like it's like focused around on one side. There's a hearth with a fireplace that isn't on right now because it's early summer months. And a glass floor like in between that shows the sea den.
Yeah.
A couple chairs and a table.
Okay. I will ask them if they could make a couple like a sampler platter of like snack, like a snack tray essentially, and something for 2 people to drink to have a conversation for us when he arrives.
So they can prepare some well, the drink would be water, which is probably wise after that.
Water or juice or whatever. It doesn't have to be alcohol. I just want something to have.
They're able to bring something out.
Okay. I'll give them
they get the snacks and everything, like the snacks and drinks set out before he actually arrives.
Okay. I'll toss him a couple gold just to pay for it all, because I know this is a pretty nice place, so I'm sure gold is a little bit closer to what they're gonna charge. So I'll toss him a couple to cover, hospitality and tips and whatever.
Okay. As you can hear Grigorovich entering, like heavy boot falls, and you can hear his voice outside as he's approaching. He's obviously drunk. He's singing. 7 sons of Brevoy marched north into the snow. 1 kissed a witch, 1 died in a row. 1 married steel, 1 took a crown. 3 burned the tavern and never set. And you hear the door fling open, and you can see he's got 2 bottles in his hand.
That was quick.
In his fingers, and he is in the doorway, and he starts like lumbering in.
I go, Lord Grigorovich.
He stops.
And I will stand up.
Looks over. Ah! Another Milorver! What is it now? You come to recite your family's innocence?
I'd like to discuss what is going on, because I understand there is still a issue of differences on our conversational sides, and I think my father, while good intended, may have misrepresented our side a little bit to you, and I'd like to hear the throne's side of the story, if you wouldn't mind.
He kind of like goes over.
I have food and some things here for us.
He like plops down on one of the chairs. He sets 1 bottle where your water is, and just kind of like tink, like a chess piece, knocks it off and knocks his water off, and sets the 2 bottles of liquor there.
All right.
And says, right, come, then sit, drink, lie to me. That's what we do in Brevoy, yes?
What do you say, lie to me?
Yes.
Well, I do not be lying. I don't do that much. I find it in poor taste on my hand. Too much of that in my life.
You're telling me you never overthrew a monarchy without a bit of subterfuge? A lie in and of itself.
Well, the details of the current monarchy are probably a little bit more muddled than you think. But that's understandable. And I'm not saying I've never told a lie. I'm just saying I've had too much of that in my life as of recently.
Your father explained the cruelties of your previous monarch, the queen.
Or she tried to sacrifice the city to become a goddess, yes. I'm assuming so. But,
and how many, do you recall how many were killed when the Rogvarians disappeared in the Vanishing?
I don't.
Do you not attribute that to House Sortova? After all, we did cleanse sycophants to the previous rule, as is Brevik culture.
We were trying to stay alive during the chaos, whether it be from the common folk trying to off with many of the nobilities, or the houses fighting amongst each other. We had no idea what was going to happen to Brevoy, to us, to the different houses. When we realized that we were going to die...
slams his bottle against the table. You fled your nothing. You owe a duty to the crown, Sortova, to the Rogvarians, to Brevoy. You ran, and your cowardly father. Across the world. And now, you've set up a monarchy which you have your ears whisper to. You speak to this monarch as his advisor.
Would your family have allowed us to be the advisors? would your family? I won't say his family because I don't know his Grigorovich. He's a Sertovan, right?
You can roll a knowledge nobility.
Because I'm not going to assume. Where is it? 14? Yes. Oh, okay. 33.
Ooh. So you actually do know Iliodor Grigorovich is his, with a 30, you get that Grigorovich is like his it's not a code name, it's like his professional name, but he is actually a Sortova. In fact, he is one of the children to Domani Sortova,
Okay.
who is the uncle of Noleski Sortova, the king of Brevoy.
Okay. So I will say, would your uncle have allowed us to continue our role, our family's lineageal role as advisor? Would you have stepped down from your current position because to let our family continue our role? Be honest. That wouldn't have happened.
We'll never know now, won't we?
No, we do know. Now you're lying. You know exactly what would have happened. What is the whole point of them sending you here? To send us a message to come back? At what end? There's no purpose. Nobody even remembers our family. We're the only two left. We're not even in the history books. We are a lost name and a forgotten people, two men who are going to be put to death by no matter which family came out on top. Whether it be the people of the country, the families, we were not going to make it. It wasn't about fleeing our country. I don't see you hunting anyone else down that left.
Are you sure?
Am I sure I haven't seen it?
Are you sure we're not?
No, I'm not. I'm saying I haven't seen it.
You say you're forgotten, but Sortova remembers your name and your bloodline. Your mother, who's still buried in the Northlands. We have long, long memories in the North.
And what will happen? We come back and what? We do nothing?
You come back, you pledge your fealty to the king.
And then what?
And then we allow you to return here to Varisia, to the city of Korvosan, to promote Brevik interests. Interests that King Noleski has in this fledgling country.
Why does he need us to do any of that? To make us look like idiots? So he can prattle us about in front of him? Make a good show? If you want us to help the king, just say so. You don't need to have us hike up there and go through all these nuanced bullshit. You can ask us for our aid and we will help you. Period. You can tell us you want us to work with you and we will. Period. Because that's what we do. But no, you want to make a show of us.
The crown does not ask.
You want to make a show of us. You want to prove a point.
The crown does not ask, it demands.
Exactly.
You answer, are you your father's son or your country's son?
You, your family, and Brevoy forced us out. We are expelled. You can't go back on that. Or can you?
You say we expelled you. But I was still a young man when the Rogvarians took over. They disappeared. You fled. Are you telling me that's not the truth?
As far as everything I've ever known, we were kicked out. We were told if we were ever to return, we would die. You want the truth? My father probably doesn't want to talk about that. He doesn't have the... He has too much honor to talk about that. But I, being the one that was currently taking his position, was told this. Now, we love our
what
country.
Will I tell?
We love our country. We would love to be envoys to Varizia for Brevoy. But this city took us in when Brevoy kicked us out. This city accepted us as its
not
people.
What happened.
Which part?
You were never expelled. You were never kicked out of Brevoy. You fled the violence that understandably happened when all the nobles power grabbed for the seat. A power grab which the Sartovas had the strength to actually claim.
Congratulations.
What will I tell my king, then?
Does it matter? He's already made up his mind, hasn't he?
And your response?
To what? We have no options. You give us no options. We return. We do a jig on the hook. Be fancy. Put on the show. For nothing. We would love nothing more than to represent Brevoy. We would love nothing more. But we are nobles here now. It would be two-sided. It would be unfair. And yes, your opinion is that we were not expelled, but we were expelled. You were not there. You are not much older than I, or not much younger than I, but I was there. I don't have any problems with Brevoy other than the fact that they threatened to kill me and my family for surviving. And now you want us to come back and trust you. Look at it from our point of view, my friend. If the shoe were on the other foot, and you were expelled, you were told you would be killed, your family would be killed if you returned, and then, years later, somebody comes into you and says, oh, return. And I hold up a drink and I'll clink it against his. It's like, you put us in a very bad spot. And I'll drink it. You are asking us to come back, essentially to be killed.
Oh, my lord, if I do not come back as your executioner,
I want this to be amenable. I want us to be allies. But we are citizens of Korvosan and Varizia now. And we love Brevoy. But Brevoy has forgotten us, even if we have people that are there buried. If the Sordovans remember. But in truth, we are of no coincidence, no no consequence to the country of Brevoy. What they think because of what we did here, they think we're going to come back. The two of us, we don't care. Congratulations to the Surtovans. I acknowledge their rule. We're not coming back. That's preposterous. We have no dogs in the fight. And we ourselves are not even in the fight either. I didn't even know there was a fight. I thought you had it all in hand. What do you need us for? And then I'll stop and go, or is there unrest? And I'll just kind of look him in his possibly drunken eye and make a sense motive.
Go ahead and roll sense motive.
And I still have my thing going.
You are looking at him for a moment. You know, the Grigorovich is a tall, imposing man, icy blue eyes, chestnut hair, an angular face, and though his beard is well trimmed, his face is like reddened with alcohol abuse throughout the entire night. And his eyes are a bit glassy, though they fixate on you. And he plays the part of a drunk very well. But you know that this man, looking past this facade of the drunken, silly fool, is a man that is completely in control and knows exactly what's going on. And you pick up that this man is here with business from the king, but he is not sharing all the details. And there is more than just a power play of bringing you back and forcing you into some sort of inane servitude to the crown. There is more.
I'll lean over to him. I can help you, but you have to tell me everything. We can help each other. There's more you're not giving. And you, like me, I'm sure, can drink till there is no drink to be left.
Make a diplomacy check.
$34.
You staying with that roll?
You know, this is important to me as a character, so I'm going to use my one reroll. Because it's important to me as a character, as a player. And it doesn't matter, rolls the same exact thing. The intent was there. The intent was there. If I had any other way of boosting that perception. Oh, I've got Seek Thoughts still up, if that helps. If that gives me a bonus. I doubt True Sight does, and actually I think True Sight would have died by now. But Seek Thought and my bonus to Perception and Sense Motives are still active.
Seek Thoughts. Will save. What is the DC for your Seek Thoughts?
Oh, let me look. Boo, 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 boo. Seek Thoughts is... What level is that? Trying to find where it is in my book of... There it is. 21.
21. Wait. How long does Seek Thoughts last?
Let me double check. Oh, I don't have it written down in my book. Maybe it doesn't still last. Oh, it lasts like 17 minutes.
That would probably be done by now.
Right.
Do you have any hero points left?
Oh shit. Do those carry over?
You keep those, yeah.
I do. I have 1 hero point left. But that's for a charisma check, and this is not a charisma check. Or wait, it's a diplomacy.
It was a diplomacy check.
It is a diplomacy. Yeah, okay. Then yeah, I will do that with my last one. Erase my hero point. So that I don't use it again. Goes up by 3. And yeah, no Seek Thoughts. And I don't have another one to have taken it before I started anyhow, so.
Okay. So.
It's best I can do.
He looks at you and he says, this is about loyalty. This is about sovereignty. You take this as anything other? Even if there was something else, would it be my place to tell you? To spill secrets of the king and the crown to a man I've just met? Return to Brevoy. You and your family pledge your allegiance to your true king. And perhaps then he will start entrusting you with details of Brevoy's politics. After you start serving his interest here.
I'm not asking him. I'm asking you, Lord Grgorovich. Because you were sent here. And there's more at work to you. And what do you bring in? What is going on here? I can't help you if you won't let me.
I've given you what you need to do to help me.
No, you haven't. You haven't given me anything other than demands.
The crown demands. It does not ask.
And how did that go in the past?
We are sitting on the throne of Brevoy. That is how it went.
That is how it is. The king wouldn't trouble himself for the two of us if there wasn't something more to it.
Maybe you should ask him if you're so curious when you're bending the knee.
You're the envoy. Your job is to negotiate. So negotiate.
My job is to negotiate between two equal parties. You are not King Noleski's equal. You are his subject. This is not a negotiation. This is not a conversation.
Oh,
this
I am his.
demand.
So I am his subject.
Yes.
So then there's
you
no
are
reason to
pledge
kneel.
fealty to your king.
If I am already his subject, then why is he bringing me back?
Because your allegiance is in question given current events.
Well, whatever you go back to and say it to the king is probably going to be a lie anyhow. So what I tell you doesn't matter.
I'm going to tell him what you told me.
What is that?
That you do not believe there is any purpose in you returning to Brevoy to kneel before the crown.
That is not what I said.
That you believe that this is a show, an act.
That is true. He means to make an example out of us. Is that not true? Is that what not is happening?
Of course it's not.
Then what is happening?
Exactly what I told you. You are being called back to Brevoy to kneel before your king and reaffirm your loyalty and pledge your fealty to your true king.
You say you don't believe me. You say you don't believe me, and I say I don't believe you. There is more to it, and you're hiding it. Tell me what is happening so we can have a adult conversation. I'm not your enemy, but you're making me out to be. You're making my family out to be.
How does it look?
It looks like you want to haul us back to make an example out of us. It makes it look like there's other things happening in the background and you're here for another purpose, and bringing us back is just part of it. And there's more to it than that. And there's other things behind the scenes affecting you and this entire mission you're on. And I want to help.
Misread me.
And I want to help. But you don't want my help. Because you don't trust me. And right here, right now, in this moment, I don't know if there's anything I can do to get you to trust me.
Well, my lord, just like your father, it seems we are at an impasse.
Why are you even hiccuping? You're not even drunk. I lean up real close to his face and I go, we have knowledge and friends and power and people that can help you and the king. But making an example out of us is not the way to do it, my friend.
Go ahead and roll another diplomacy check.
It's not from Korvosan. It is the same.
The king sees your knowledge and power, and he is using his sovereign ability to claim that.
I'm not talking to the king. I'm talking to you, Gorovich.
Through me?
I won't say
you are
Grigorovich.
talking to the king.
I won't say Grigorovich. I will say his actual full name. I'm talking to you. One man to another. I have all my cards on the table. I have not lied. I've got no problems with you. The problem is I have plenty of things that need to be done here. I have people here who care about me. People who care about our family. People who are invested in us. People who have invested in us. We just want to live our lives without an entire world that's behind us, their politics, grabbing us by the pants. We want Brevoy to be happy and prosperous. We want your house to be prosperous. We want all the houses to be prosperous. We want the king to be prosperous. Your uncle. All my cards are out on the table. I give you everything. In this moment right now, I give you all the things I have. With no lies. From what I have perceived, what I understand to be true, what I have seen with my own eyes. Yet you give me a drunken facade, and I'm sorry. I wish you could have done more.
It's respect. You give me a lot of words, Minerva, just like your father. Words. You give me flowery words, emotions from the heart. But what have I seen? I have seen a family that has fled in the darkest time of Brevik history, the disappearing. I have seen close advisors to the previous king hiding halfway across the world, quietly overthrowing another rulership. These are the actions I have seen, and despite what the words you say. So now we are asking another action of you to prove differently. The action of you coming and kneeling before the crown and pledging your fealty to King Zortova. The king does not need to explain himself to you, and neither do I.
But neither do I need to explain anything to you. Even though I have. You weren't here. You weren't there. You saw nothing. I stand up. You did not see what was threatened upon me. You were not there. You did not see what was threatened upon us. You did not see what was told to us. What you see is what you want to see. You see what you are told to see. Or you just didn't see what you should have. I hope you have a safe travel back. But maybe you should get some magics to see what truly happened. Maybe you should do something instead of ask for something, instead of demand for something. Maybe be a human for once. I gave you all the respect. I spent my time trying to save a city, and I cut that out so I could come and speak to you. As a man, as a person who respected you. You want respect? Well, this charade that you're putting on at this table has cost you my respect, but you don't care. I wish you the best in your journeys. I wish this would have worked out more amicably. I truly was hoping that we could have been friends and allies. I truly hoped that I could have helped Brevoy and helped it flourish in the eyes of the world. But apparently, you couldn't get over your own 2 feet. Good day, my friend. Have safe travels. If you have any more you want to say, you know where I am. Nyetivet. And I will take up the drink and I'll clink it against his.
As you're leaving, you hear him say, I raise my glass to your empire, boy. May it last long enough for me to watch it burn.
I turn and laugh. I go, I have no empire. I'm just a person who lives in the town, who was excommunicated, kicked out, and threatened with his life. I have no empire. I have nothing. I live in a small shop in a town because I did something to save it, and they look at me fondly. I would bet you money that in 5 years, if I disappeared from here, this town would forget my name. Just like Brevoy should.
Roll one last diplomacy check with that forget my name bit. This is your last and final diplomacy check with him. Okay. For a man who has a rebuttal to seem to have a rebuttal for everything as contrarian as everything he says is, when you say should forget my name, he doesn't say anything to that.
And I leave. Actually, I won't leave. I use the other charge of my boots to just teleport right in front of him.
Okay.
And I will arrive inside the shop.
By the time you get back, it's probably 3:30 in the morning. Does your dad typically craft through the night with keep watch? Does he have keep watch?
I don't believe he has keep watch.
Then
I have
he is
I have the
probably
wand.
asleep.
I have the wand.
He is asleep at this point.
Yeah.
Brianna is asleep. Sephi. Is asleep.
Yeah, she's probably asleep and awake off and on because she's kind of replaying the night's events in her head.
Dalibor will probably like walk upstairs and go to the bedroom and like see everybody sleeping. And then he'll probably go back down to like the alchemy lab and he'll probably just sit there and cry. Because he feels like he's completely failed. And he's been up for a very long time. And he hasn't slept for a very long time. And he's just emotionally burnt with the stresses of everything in the world on his shoulders. And he's pulled in so many different directions that he probably just sits there and cries for an hour. And then probably falls asleep there unless somebody shows up.
Somebody does show up as you're in the middle of your as you're crying. You hear a dum 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 dum.
Uh-oh.
And you look and you see underneath the alchemy table a pair of stubby little legs of something that is approaching you. And you look and you see Kegger with a cup in his hands. And he like thrusts the mug towards you.
Don't know if it's time for drinking, but I'll take it and cheers him. And take a little sip.
So, is Arabella sleeping? Probably not.
if she needs to sleep because she's been at a party and casting spells, then she would. She hasn't slept in days, so it might be good.
Okay. Well, everybody who rests or looks for a night of rest gets one. You can mark off like your night's rest. You get your spells and your abilities back the next day, which the next day is like, you know, getting closer more so than not towards noon of the day than than it is the morning.
Okay. I think if Arabella slept at the Golden Key, she'd be going back to the Sunken Queen right away the next day.
Okay. You would it be Dalivor is the one that is covering the morning opening of the Golden Key?
Yeah, it's probably Dalivor or one of our
Okay.
One of our people that work at the shop.
In the morning, Dalivor, you are woken up. You're like slumped in your alchemy lab, and you feel somebody like gently shake your shoulder.
Okay. I wake up and look over.
You see it's your father. Long night.
I just give him a hug.
You learned a lesson that I have learned many times. You can only talk so far to a stone. Grigorovich, here's a rock.
Dalibor laughs. He goes, "There's more going on. There's something he wasn't telling us."
I sensed that too. He would not tell me what. He just said the crown demands. He takes an absolutist stance. But I am not approaching you about business from the King of Brevoy. I'm approaching you about business of the King of Korvosan. And he holds up a paper and kind of shakes it. You can see the seal is broken. It's stamped with the monarchy seal. Seneschal Kelpopolis, he is calling a small council meeting today.
Okay.
It is, I've looked at it a little bit. You don't mind, I'm sure?
No.
On business of the Riverwind Festival that is coming.
The festival is not something I am concerned myself with. I slowly get up from the table and like crack my back. Okay, what time is the meeting and when do we need to be there?
Yeah. He has set the meeting for 1, just after high noon.
All right. Well, I guess we'll start getting things going. I don't even know where to begin with after last night. We need to check with our friends outside of town, find out what time the army is going to start to hit them, and make sure we can get there to help defend them. I think that is the first thing we need to do. Get some food, Father. Unless you already have. And I look around to try and figure out what time it is. What time is it?
It's just after it's a couple hours till high noon.
All right. I will get some food, get dressed, get changed, make my rounds. If you need anything, you know where to find me.
Are your friends still here? Perhaps good to inform them of council meeting. You and them are all part of
Yes.
organization.
And I will take the sheet from him.
He gives
I'll
it
head
to
up to where everybody is at and read it along the way.
It is early in the morning. Naveen and Miles, the two of you are just getting back to the Golden Key. You can mark yourselves as rested if you've used anything, and you've acquired all your gear back.
Great.
You're
Good.
a little bit outscaled of the events that you were combating just a few hours ago. So it's probably compared to a lot of the stuff that you're doing, small fish.
Oh. If I can help.
But as you arrive, you see Dalibor at the front. He says, "Oh, Naveen, Miles, Dalibor is gathering everyone. There's a missive from the crown. You should go see him."
Oh, okay.
Well, if we've gotten all of our gear, am I still soaked to the bone?
With what?
Considering I was at least like knee deep.
Oh yeah, that was swimming through water.
Yeah. No. Okay. Good.
No. Yeah.
Somebody probably prestidigitationed you.
That'd be the first thing I'd be asking for if I still was.
No.
Right. Well. Thank you, Dalibor. We'll find Dalibor and my sister. Oh, we'll go to find Sephi. Relay what?
Arabella, you are just about to teleport away when you see Dalibor coming upstairs.
Wait, don't finish. Don't start spell.
Dalibor, you know you've caught her just about as she's about to be gone, and if she's gone, it's going to be hard to get a hold of her.
Arabella, like her eye twitches a little bit. Is it? Did your second date not go well?
Yes, that is a different story.
Do I need to turn him into a pig?
That won't help. They'll just send more.
You can turn them into pigs too.
Yes, I don't think that will help.
Inner monologue. Arabella's like, I need more blood.
And I'll start to talk until, Miles and Naveen come up the stairs, then I'll stop and be like, oh, come upstairs. Okay. Good, everyone's here.
Good. How was the rest of the party?
Yeah.
It was good, I guess, for a party.
Is everyone's... I'm assuming everyone is okay? For the most part? Everyone's alive?
For the most part.
For the most part. Could have been worse. I mean, I could have shot her directly and killed the little rat folk, but didn't. Close call.
I put the missive down. The king is having a meeting with us at about noon, at about 1-ish. About an hour after high noon.
Okay.
He wants us all there.
What did he say?
Looks like something to do with something to do with the festival, and I'm assuming some of the other situations that are occurring. I'm guessing it has more than just to do with the festival. If he's asking for all of us to be there.
Arabella just sighs. And Sephi's like, well, I'd be happy for another party we do. I don't think, I mean, I guess things went okay.
Party that's just a party? That'd be good.
And before we go, I want to reassess. We're going to need to go to the aid of our friends, the tribe outside of town. When the advanced scouting party arrives, we'll need to be there to help them fight it off, to get them to come join us. We don't know exactly when that attack is going to happen, so we'll need to keep an eye on that situation.
Yes, how will we know?
That's what we'll have to figure out.
Okay. So he'll speak up and be like, well, I can ask the Revelation Quill.
I'm hoping Larissa will tell us, but I do not know if she will have magic to do so, considering she is giving birth.
I don't know that she has that much magic, does she?
Or will just say no.
I
They
think
had her flashcards, but I don't think they were that advanced.
No, they were very rudimentary.
I would assume that the shaman would send message via her. Or we could give her an item or a wand or something.
Yeah, encourage
You
her
know,
to
the
use
Sun
wand.
Shaman is supposedly a pretty experienced wise man of some kind.
Yeah. So he should be able to contact us, but we'll have to just reestablish with them and reconnect and make sure that's all good. I don't know which of us will be best for doing that and which of us will have time.
I mean, if I can't go do my research, I can send the Sun Shaman a message. Didn't we already talk to them? Did you already talk to them?
I
Or
can
you
also do a sending if we need to send a sending.
There you go.
Yes.
Brianna can do a sending too.
Let's do that. Let's have Brianna send it. That way, Arabella, you can save your magics for your research. He doesn't say research. For your other projects, is what he says.
I mean, yeah, maybe Brianna, you tell the Sun Shaman to like do some divinations to figure out when they're going to get attacked, to give us a notice.
Okay.
And if he's not capable of that, to let us know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if I can't do it, Sephi probably can. We just have to give her better flashcards.
And Naveen and Miles, do we have enough people? Do we have any people that are coming with us? Do you know from the card? Already trained, of course. People that are already experienced that might be coming with.
About 5.
We'll have to do. It will have to do.
You have about close to 100 people, but only 5 of very few of them are actually experienced, and they're from all over the place.
We can't.
I'd say probably about 70% of them are just fresh-faced recruits.
Right.
Who have no idea what they're getting into.
Yeah, and I don't know that we want to completely gut the defense of the city.
No, just we would need at least a handful to say that we are representing the city on behalf of the tribes, so that they can see that Korvosa truly is there to help them and is being honest and bringing them in.
Another question on that subject. Do you think your friends would attack my friend Chloe on sight if she arrived with us?
They might attack us on sight. I mean, they're kind of loose cannons.
I do not know your friends, but I do know the strength of Chloe. It might be of great aid.
I don't know how much time we have, but perhaps we could introduce a few of their tribes people to Chloe ahead of time. I don't know how much time we have, but if we can get a few of their clan to come train with us for a day or two, and then send them back.
That is nice.
Brianna, could you include that in your sendings?
Sure.
And perhaps one of us can go and get a few within the later today or tomorrow.
My thought was when talking to Sullivan to try to get some mages from the Arcanist Circle to help with this too. At least help with like terrain.
Oh, for
Yes.
when we go and help the tribe? I nod.
Brianna,
Because-
you were also promised Hell Knights from the Order of the Nail.
Right.
But anybody who knows anything about this organization, this particular organization of Hell Knights, knows that getting them to agree to come help the Sklar Qua would be like getting them to commit blasphemy.
Gotcha.
They are the order that is their sole function and purpose and task in existence is to bring civilization to the savage lands.
So I feel
yeah,
like
so they're gonna only be protecting Korvosa proper. They are not gonna.
Well,
That
we don't even
particular
know.
group.
We don't even know that you've gotten Hell Knights. Like that hasn't been relayed to us yet.
Oh, oh yeah. So, well, if we were comparing notes, I guess that's the question too. Are we comparing notes about our success or failure as far as recruiting?
We're all here. We might as well.
I guess. Yeah.
So, I did get some Hell Knights to help with Korvosa.
Okay. That's.
Uh,
I mean, it's help. They're not the best organization in the world.
Yeah, when you say you got Hell Knights, you see Miles get a tiny bit uncomfortable, like visibly uncomfortable.
and I get
No.
it.
You see Naveen breathe a sigh of relief. Like, holy shit, we get help.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Just tossing us out there. When the Hell Knights come to town, just forget about Miles mentioning the Henderthane name.
We're just
Oh,
brain
okay.
company.
Yeah, we're just throwing company.
Okay.
A company of 2, 3,
Yep.
if you will, if you count Chloe.
I understand that we have the backing of Magnamar as long as we don't overstep our bounds.
Mm-hmm.
The city of Magnamar and the mayor there is willing to be an ally to us.
And also Sandpoint, now that we have Magnamar, which I get that they're smaller, but
Yes.
Sandpoint has a good sea advantage and heroes as well.
and then Arabella will speak up and say, I was able to get Toph to help us.
The Arcanist Circle is, or the university is a
Academy.
good, I forget the name of the school for some reason. The Academy. The Academy is a good ally to have.
Perhaps some other advanced students could go with us to the Cinderlands.
Yeah, maybe.
Arconas might be open to helping in their way.
I made a
I mean-
proposal to Toph and Sullivan to try to capture one of the rune giants.
Don't we already have one?
Yeah. But they
I
don't
say
know that.
say to Steffi.
Steffi's like, yeah, but he's a bunny right now.
You will remain a bunny.
Yeah.
For the rest of its days.
Yeah,
Well,
he's kind of
they
my
can-
pet.
They have the magics to see. They could study it. You didn't specify how you would capture one.
But maybe they could get one off the field.
Yeah, Arabelle's like, by study I mean dissect.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
I mean, Snowball's a good backup, but these things are created if we can figure out how they're created.
Do you think we could create something of our own?
Create something of our own, take control of them, know how to kill them better, sacrifice parts of their body for magic items.
They have a lot of blood in them.
Some weird rabbit holes, but that we're going down, but not
Right.
like we haven't had to think about it before.
Possess one of their bodies, use that to infiltrate the camp.
I suppose if we can manage to kill one, Arabella, you have successfully piloted dead things before.
Yep.
From what I understand, we also have the University of Korvosa willing to aid us, and the Benevolent Hearts network of nobles is on our side as well.
Arconos too.
The Arconas. Excellent.
Pathfinder Society will aid the best way that they can.
It'll be quite useful. The Pathfinders have done some amazing things when they put their people on it. Education of their hands would be an excellent use.
So not so sure they'll be able to provide manpower for the coming onslaught, but perhaps some rescue missions if necessary.
Excellent. I will put this all in notes for the king. I will just hand it to Calopopolis when we get there. This is all good. This is good news that I needed, personally. And Dalibor just kind of sits down on a chair. Cause he just woke up. But he still didn't get really the best sleep. And he's still mentally kind of exhausted from all of the things. And it kind of shows.
Well, Sephi will be like, how much time do we have before we have to meet with the king?
A couple hours.
If it makes you feel better, Dalibor, last night did not go well for me at all. I do not think. Like, a lot of bad stuff just kept happening to me. And apparently, yeah. Like, apparently, like, the Fox Club lady has, like, a box with my hair in it. So, I don't know what happened, but I'm not the only one.
I'm sorry that it did not go well. At least
Okay.
you and Calopopolis did not leave on non-amicable terms, correct?
Oh, no. I think it just I just don't think I'm very good at parties.
Well, I think
And,
he
like,
is fond of you.
Well, that's
Yeah, kids leave parties. I agree.
I mean, I really like parties, but then when you have like a blackout and a nosebleed too, because of a vision.
I was expecting the whole time to be ambushed. or for that dragon to become animated and attack the party, or for one of the other things to activate, or for our red mantis friend to show up. So, you know, could have been worse.
Yeah, I think besides like the stabbing that happened.
Which you all covered up very brilliantly, I might add. Good job on that.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
There's a new house in Korvosa.
Oh,
Yeah.
like a noble house or
Well,
like a family?
It's the one that you and I saw, Dalibor.
Oh, like a literally house.
like a literal brand new house.
Yes, yes, the one that was magically created or whatever. Brought in from another plane of universe.
And it has a water tunnel to a underwater amphitheater.
Oh.
Yeah, glass chamber, statue to spider goddess. Yeah.
Oh, good to know. I think I had was helping someone with a request put in for purchasing that plot of land.
Huh? Okay.
Ah.
I don't remember out of character who was it. Was it Meeb that was buying it, or was I helping someone else buy it?
You were helping Ashani buy it.
Right, right. It wasn't supposed to be a secret, right?
Does Arabella know about it yet?
No.
Oh. So Dalibor like, oh yes, I remember that house. I know somebody was going to buy was thinking about looking into. I was advising on purchasing that.
Oh, would you look at the time? It's time to get over to the kings.
Anyhow, I've got to finish writing down the notes for the king here, and he probably even glances at Arabella mid sentence when he does that.
I was like,
well, the new owners is sure gonna have to use a lot of cleaning product.
why? There goes.
There is a lot of blood.
Lots and lots of blood.
Well, actually, most of the blood's now in the street.
Yeah, well,
So not
at
so
the
much
very-
cleaning.
But it is a beautiful, gorgeous house. Talk about the size, and in the neighborhood where everything is run down, it's going to be a huge steal.
That is true. And if it goes to someone who worships Desna, you're set.
Oh.
Yeah. Right in the floor, there's an inlay.
Yeah. A nice little
Actually quite
theater
lovely.
room.
Are there bodies there with the blood?
Well,
Not
yes.
sure.
Cool. Where's this house?
I'll describe where it is.
Cool. All right. I have a couple hours to go.
Oh my god!
All right, so you guys do stuff for the hour or two you have before you need to go to the castle, and from there you make your way to the Golden Key to the Castle Korvosa. Is everybody going as a group, or some of you, and Arabella going separately?
I think probably just Arabella's separate.
Okay, so everybody except for Arabella is going as a group to the castle, and on your way, you can hear. This is when you get close to the castle, actually Domina Square, which is right here. This is the same city square where the queen was publicly, an attempted assassination was on her. This is the same square where Trinia was to be executed. There's a lot of history in this square, but you can hear some shouting of somebody.
Oh boy.
I'll head over there.
You look and you can see that there is a man dressed like a derelict, emaciated, long beard, missing teeth. He looks pretty mad. You can hear him shouting, "He is not dead, fools! He is not dead! He only shed his skin! The skin still breathes, still dreams, still burns in the place of screams! A realm of black silk and bone towers where the ground cries when it remembers its name. They sent it away. They locked it up, and it still whispers through the seams of the world. Zovakine, Zovakine, the pain that was, the vault of never again." As you guys, your movement is slowing a little bit, he snaps up and he looks directly at you, Brianna. "One of you." He kind of looks at all of you and settles on you, Brianna. "One of you will wear it. Not the armor, no, not a crown, a punishment."
And why am I being punished?
Oh. And he he comes up to you, Brenna, very close, like invading your personal space. You can smell the rot and decay on his breath, and you can see like the bugs that crawl through his clothes, and you can just sense the disease coming from him. He says, "You heard it, didn't you? It knows you heard."
What knows that I heard?
He just kind of leans in and grins. "I wore it once in a dream that wasn't mine." "You heard it, didn't you? The name. It knows you heard."
Okay. So say I heard this thing that you think that I heard that I don't remember hearing. Assume that I didn't hear it. What was it that you heard? Or that you know that I heard, even though I don't remember hearing it? Or, and hear me out, maybe you just need like some warm stew, a bed to rest in, maybe a little medical help. And funny enough, we have a hospital just down the road that way that we would be happy to help kind of take care of hearing some of your ills, you know, as it were, and to help you feel better. Maybe, just maybe, you should get a little bit of help with that.
Make a perception check.
Oh, crap.
Everybody
Okay.
can.
Oh, actually, I forget this is the character that has a decent perception roll. Unlike Karina.
Whoa, let me try that again.
13.
One die
On a
26, huh?
26. Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah, that's a little better.
Okay. You all hear a sharp voice come from behind him and see a dark-eyed, pale-skinned woman, dressed in black, wearing like a headscarf almost that frames her face as almost like this porcelain white doll. She calls out from behind him, "Mr. Zorathil, we should get you back to the hospital. You know you're not supposed to wander in the public square." She says as she almost glides up next to him and places her hand gently on his elbow. You can see around her neck is a leather cord, and on her necklace, it's like a leather cord, and then it ties to like a thin, almost jeweler's chain, and it almost is like a brooch, but it's a necklace, and the actual brooch is a skull, and the chains that secure it come through the eyes. Most of you recognize this symbol. It is the symbol of Zonkathon. Any of you with a halfway decent knowledge religion, but Arabelle in particular, recognize this woman to be the priestess to Zonkathon that resides in the Pantheon of the Many.
God, and they're running a healthcare thing?
No. She looks at all of you and she says, "My apologies for Mr. Rev bothering you. I was just taking him to the new hospital." "Say goodbye, Mr. Zorathel," she says. "The skin, it sees!" And she starts escorting him. She like guides him away.
That was creepy.
Can Miles make a knowledge geography to know the location of the two places that were mentioned? So the Pantheon
and
perhaps?
the hospital.
That would be a local. A local
Okay.
for both of those, yeah.
Yeah. Well. Because what he's trying to figure out is if this is really far out of the way, if she was escorting him, or if she brought him here.
The Pantheon of the Many is a large communal shrine that is right here.
South Shore? Okay.
In South Shore. It holds most all of the major deities of the Inner Sea inside of it, except for Gorum, Lamashtu, Rovagug. Those would be the main ones that don't have spots in the shrine.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that the hospital is located in Midland.
Seems like a small detour for escorting. Miles will actually say that out loud.
I mean, Arabelle will say Songkazan is known for pain and torture. could cause his rantings.
Did he see something? I feel like some people have recently had some sort of vision. Is that?
I don't know, unless it's Rachel misremembering, but I don't believe there was anything with a veil, or I think or something to be worn. I don't remember that in the vision. Go back to see if I wrote it in my notes.
Out of character. At the end of Crimson Throne, did Brianna share about
The wedding vision?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, but I don't remember.
Did she keep that one to herself?
That's a good question. I think with maybe how things went down a little bit, with kind of the fight that we had with Arabella near the end there, and then how things kind of sort of landed near the end there with Naveen and everything. I don't think she would have mentioned anything.
Okay.
I think she would have ultimately
That's
kind of kept that to herself.
That's kind of what I thought.
Yeah.
I felt like in the vision that we had, it was a tower that we saw at the party.
To be honest, Brian here is brain farting. I don't remember.
Well,
But it is suspicious, and it's a little weird that he walked up directly to you, Brianna.
Yeah.
Especially after
the mirror
everything
stuff.
yesterday with
Mm-hmm.
the tyranny and the Zonkathon stuff. It does not seem like a coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with you there.
And actually, while we're all just kind of standing there thinking about stuff, Miles is going to, in a terrible way, as far as wording this, he's going to check Brianna out to make sure that she didn't catch any sort of disease or anything from the guy. Just kind of
Do
make
a
sure
sense
she's
motive?
all right.
You're checking Brianna out is what I'm hearing. That's what I heard out of that sentence.
Yeah, it's just terribly, terribly worded, but anyhow, I mean, she was his date the night before, and then it's kind of sort of, well, went on an adventure with Naveen also, so.
That is that is true. A lot of things happen.
Playing both sides.
That could be implicated in a lot of things if people were to think of it a certain way.
Yeah.
Where's those river points?
Luckily, we don't have the curse us with a complication and a color code thing in this particular adventure right now. So
that's what Steven's looking for. Steven the Sharks, and they're like, I can't manipulate the game.
Take that.
So yeah, would I be able to roll like a heal check just to make sure that Brianna does not?
Sure.
Seems like she contracted any sort of disease from him.
Yeah, you can roll.
Okay. So
Roll a check and Brianna out check.
yeah, just
She does not
heal.
appear to be afflicted with anything other than mild disturbance.
Okay. Okay. Right.
Well, should we go meet the king then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We head in to meet the king.
Okay. So you go in to Castle Korvosa, and you can see that the guards escort you into kind of the chamber that's just north of the throne room. King Endron is not there, but the seneschal is. He's standing at the far end of the table. And he looks to all of you and nods. And as you filter around the table, he says, well, my sense of the events of the gala are things went as well as they could have. I trust all of you enjoyed the festivities.
Long silence
Indeed.
from everybody.
Yeah.
It was
I will slide him
nice
the
to-
folder of all of our things. Is like, this is some of the negotiations that our group has made throughout the night.
Yeah. Is this room magically protected?
This room is not, no.
Okay. Arabella will be like, yes, it was a wonderful evening. Cast screen.
Miles will actually answer the question directly as well. It was nice to see some familiar faces. I haven't seen Mayor Devrin or Sheila Hydemark in quite some time. It's nice to see them.
You can see he's carrying like a stack of papers, and the folder that you give him, he adds to the stack.
Okay. It was a
He
party of work.
looks at all.
It was a party of work, not a party of fun.
Hey, there was parts of it that were still fun.
Yeah. Like hunting down and killing a bunch of spiders. That was fun.
Not my idea of fun, but okay.
Well, friends, we cannot hold our breath forever, he says, and he sets down the stack of papers and correspondences, and he kind of like smooths his doublet absently. The gala was a success. At least it looked like one to people that were there. That buys us time, but not peace. And now the Riverwind Festival approaches 2 days hence. He sighs, looking around the table. Korvosa will expect pageantry, ale, music, a moment to forget that their queen is gone, their king untested, and their streets still uncertain. I won't pretend I relish it, but the festival is more than a distraction, it's tradition. And tradition is the mortar between our stones right now. He narrows his eyes slightly. We'll need extra patrols, civility in the plaza, controlled generosity from the nobility, and someone trusted to show the people that this city can still laugh without fear. He looks at the group of you. All of you are the faces of the city right now, the heroes of Korvosa.
So you're expecting us to lead the party?
I'm asking for your assistance in at least planning it. The small council has always been the organization in charge of planning the Riverwind Festival and all of Korvosa's major state-sanctioned festivities.
I don't think Arabella's actually ever attended one of these.
I will
Being
I
a-
serve at your pleasure, my lord. So yeah, I'll help however I can.
We can work with Chrysidia in the school to set up patrols. It'll be good testing for the new
The
recruit.
festival is to be held on Moon Day. The day after tomorrow. I've started coordinating some vendors and things, but we need to lock down more of these details. And I don't think we have time to import anything from outside of Korvosa. It all needs to be internal.
What type of imports would you be doing?
Well,
like booze?
Sometimes drink, sometimes food, sometimes whatever sometimes security. We don't have the luxury of any of that now. Dalibor, I know you have a taste when it comes to alcohol. Do you think you might have something that you could provide as far as alcohol for the festival? Drinks? The lifeblood that keeps things merry?
I suppose I could brew something up.
Question for you, Andrew. As far as the Rod of Splendor, the ability to do the once a week, create a tent with food and all that stuff. How long ago was it that I last used that? As
When
far
did
as
you last
in-game
use
time.
it?
I want to say at the wedding with
Larissa's wedding.
Larissa's wedding.
Which
How
was,
much time has that been?
Like 2 or 3 days before we fought the queen, right?
Yeah, that would probably be almost a week and a half ago.
Oh.
Okay. I'm trying to think if I used it for anything else, but I honestly don't remember.
I don't feel like you did.
I don't feel like there was any other event that necessarily warranted it. So I can use that. So I might be able to use that to at least help augment whatever else we can throw together. I mean, it only feeds like 100 people, so it's not like it's not going to feed the city or anything like that. But I mean, might not hurt.
I could make a mansion, but I don't know, like a party house. I could make a couple of them. And that has servants and foods. I just need to design it so that people like it better than what I currently have.
Is there a budget? If we're gonna source from the city, the merchants who provide food and drink are going to need to be compensated. I'm sure there are people who would love to sell their wares at a market. There was boats last year. I'm sure people have things they could do on the waterfront. Just recycle.
We have set aside some money for the festival. It's less than we normally are able to.
But it might be
Sure.
cheaper sourcing locally than from
Exports.
afar. Maybe the academy and the other school can do some demonstrations. People like some of that magic colors and the illusions and stuff.
There's a theater too. If the performers there would put on a show. There's that guy we saved. And Trinia. Although Trinia tells jokes and paints more, I think.
Yeah. And some of the pantheon of the many might participate as well. Under their
Yes.
domains.
Is this
Yeah,
a citywide party or is it located in a specific location? Generally.
Well, the Riverwind Festival, there is a city-wide holiday, but the festivities are the official state-sanctioned festivities are in Domina Square.
So you're asking for us to participate in the official Domino Square activities. The rest of the city does its own thing.
That's correct. Korvosa generally comes to life itself during this event. Sort of like tax day. But it just needs someone to spark the fires and fan the flames of revelry.
So we need to schedule the events at Domino Square and the people that are going to be there and the different shops and tables that will have wares to sell food and treats and
Wait.
toys.
What if Steffi will speak up? What if I get a planar ally that's like, I don't know, like a being of like Shaylin or something, or Caden Kalian?
Yes. That
Like,
would be
isn't
great.
Caden Kalian the party deity?
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
He is.
I'm pretty like, I'm sure if I talked to them and was like, hey, you want to host a party? They would say yes, because that's what they do.
Does the Pantheon of the Medi have a Kid and Killian representation?
There is one there. Yes.
Yeah, so I could ask them. I mean, I don't know, depending on how much money we have, I also have a miracle that I can, ask the deity for, but I think the planar ally is a little cheaper.
Neil Landis kind of under his breath mumbles, it will be a miracle if we get this thing off without a hitch with the time we have.
So we can feed 100. We can feed over 100 people with Rockheim, with Rockheim, with Brianna. Sorry, you're
With
on the
Huheim?
screen with your stream name, and then my brain just with Brianna. I can brew up quite a bit.
Arabella can make mansions that last 24 hours, but then you're going into a portable space.
How magnificent, fantastical can you make the inside? Because if it's like a special attraction where people could come into this magical being and get to see the wonders of the universe, I think that in and of itself will be amazing for the people to be able to walk through and tour.
Maybe we could rent out the buildings surrounding the exterior of the square and put some of these mansions in the doorways of those buildings.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad idea.
I mean, so it lasts for Arabella, it would last actually longer. 2 hours a level. So for sure 24 hours, if not longer.
Do you think, General Grosvenor, that using the recruits and the standing militia we have as security for this can somehow factor into their training for the events to come?
Of course.
I'm hoping we can kill two birds with one stone, as we're going to need these recruits ready. So anything we can repurpose into a training exercise will be helpful.
Actually,
Nothing
on
else,
that,
they can do a bunch of marching and running. Calisthenics will.
well, on that note, if we can afford the magic to collect some of my men, I could bring in some of the black arrows just for this event.
When you say collect the magic, he just looks at Arabella.
Well,
Yeah.
if we can spare it, I mean, Miracle might be able to get some of them here too. But if we were able to get them here, tomorrow, we would have potentially all of your magic available for 2 days' time.
I mean, I could get them.
Do you
here
have
to-
that circle spell you told me about?
Yes, but it costs money.
Well, we have a 10,000 gold budget. So
Before we continue on that market, could you tell me the update on the griffins?
yes.
Or on the hippogriff? What they were hippogriffs, right?
Yep.
They were baby hippogriffs, yeah.
Are they advancing in age still?
As quickly as we might expect. I don't really anticipate they will be a major factor in the combats to come.
I wasn't quite sure if they would age to become appropriate. All right.
But we could do like a little petting zoo. We're like, we could get other little baby animals and the hippogriffs, and we could do a little petting zoo that people could see. It's a little dangerous, but I have been teaching Snowball some tricks, and he's very strong. So people might be impressed by that.
I may recommend keeping Snowball
Okay.
in a figurine state, perhaps.
Is
Because they
Snowball
may
still a
think,
figurine, or is he in a familiar pouch right now?
He's a figurine.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to bear in mind that there's already one giant in town. We don't need another.
I know, but I feel kind of bad for him. He's not going to mentally develop well if he's a figurine all the time.
We can see about getting Trini in and doing performances.
Mm-hmm.
Comedy. Could do a a show where people come up and they perform whether they're good or bad. I don't even know what kind of a show it would be.
Like a contest, and there could be a prize.
Yes, a contest.
Oh.
An entertainment talent contest.
There you go.
And we could have the priest of Caden Kalian and Trinia and somebody else be judges at this contest.
Shaylin, maybe
I mean, Ashani would love that.
Yes,
Yeah,
we'll
he'd love
put
to help with
Ashani.
this.
There we go. We have our judges already. Look, an entire event that will take up hours of entertainment in Domino Square. Even if people are bad, it will be funny.
About bad. I might be able to provide some entertainment by being absolutely terrible, but I can dance.
Well, you
Although
can.
The last time I did, though, I kind of
Yeah.
shamed the family name or
Yeah,
embarrassed
you
myself quite a bit.
kind of offended people. I can sing.
Well,
The king-
dancing is sure to be a part of the festival, anyways. Drinking,
Yeah.
dancing,
Yeah, I could
Yeah.
singing.
jump up on
That would be if
Neil
you're
Landis.
offering yourself as a singer for the event. That would be good.
Yeah, I can sing. The former king liked it. Queen did not. I'm just trying to see how much money it is to get the planar ally.
Well, if we're gonna do the contest, we should probably start spreading the word so people can prepare. Maybe have a sign-up sheet or something.
What? Okay, if we're gonna do a contest, though, we need to have a prize, and it has to be a prize that like everybody wants. Like maybe like you don't pay taxes for a year or something. Like taxes are a thing here, right?
Yes,
Certainly
but
are.
we don't want people not pay taxes. That's an honor.
It might not necessarily
Sorry, I just didn't
see it that way, but
We have a lot of abandoned houses. Maybe the winner could win a house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or a shop.
That is
A
something we
building.
can give.
Oh, I have read stories of like you can crown somebody like the king or queen of a festival for a day too. I mean, it's not. I think the house is probably better, but you could do that like combined or whatever.
Why not both?
There could be other contests too.
Yeah. Well, and Arabella will say, I'm pretty sure tax day had games.
We know how to play knife seize.
Archery contest?
Oh, archery contest. There you go.
Will you choose to be the judge?
I will judge. I will not compete.
You'll probably do like trick shots.
Ooh, and that might be a way to get more recruits.
Oh, find out who's good.
Ooh.
Dance and shoot a
I
bullseye.
like the thought of that.
Maybe some wrestling. Grappling.
Maybe a dueling tournament with training weapons.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the
You have
winners
access to that.
of the archery and the dueling can get free
Drafted.
free tuition at the school.
There you go.
It's a very good idea.
yeah, that's a great idea.
I would actually also be able to work as a training exercise, getting some extra shooting practice.
Oh, yes.
So we'll have multiple contests. Archery contest, dueling contest, stage entertainment contests, all with prizes of homes.
Yeah.
Or tuition to the fighting schools, free tuition to the fighting schools.
Yeah, maybe like a variety of different prizes. So like the tuition to the fighting schools, some homes.
Yeah, if like a artist or something wins the talent contest, having the ability to get a shop and therefore bringing more economy to Korvosa would be great.
Safi will speak up and be like, I think we should also have a dance. Especially if there's going to be drinking, there should be a dance at the end of the night.
Which means we're going to need a band, and I don't know if we have many of those in Korvosa at the time.
Well, I mean, I would like to dance, but I can sing. And well, Arabella said there was the stage show and there was a guy, there's probably performers there.
We could put out we could put out to all the inns in the area that all of the stage people could maybe sign up on a rotating time schedule, and they could each get a spot at the stage where they all perform.
Local bards have an opportunity to perform for their people.
So that could also serve, yeah, as a like battle of the bands, dancing and prizes.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Maybe the winner could play at the next whatever that King Endrin's throwing. There's always something going on here.
Yeah, or even just making money, you know, from people watching the performance too.
I look at Calipopoulos. I go, does that seem like sufficient amount of things to fill Endern Square for a day? And probably going to need more space than just Endern Square for this?
I think we've got a strong start. I'll start looking into some of these ideas, seeing what I can help put together.
So, do you want me to go
You'll
talk
probably
to
want You'll probably want to start brewing soon, though. Korvosa drinks a lot.
Yes. I'll talk with some of the other brewers and alchemists, see if I can get them all in together.
Okay, I can go talk to the Caden Killing priests about who would be a good ally from Caden Kalian for a party. I think
and ask him if he wants to be the judge. Oh, and ask him if he brews.
Okay, I'm gonna write this down.
Yeah, we know they most definitely drink.
I'll talk around with the different brewers, see if we can get more brew. I do want to remind you, Seneschal, that a group of us will need to go and help the Sklarquois when the advance party arrives. That may happen at the very same time that this party occurs. We don't know the time frame.
We don't have any information on to when this is going to be.
Not yet.
Oh, do you want me to use my quill?
If it's quickly, sure. If it can be done now, while
Yep,
we're all here.
I can do it once a day. So I will say, will the attack on what's the spelling of your friend's name? Because I need to get the spelling right.
I spell it out for you.
Happen in 2 days or during the party, during the what's the festival called?
During the day
Riverwind
of
Festival.
the festival of the
Riverwind.
Riverwind Festival, yeah.
So it typically responds back in kind of a cryptic poem.
Right.
I guess I could take some money from the healing.
I see that Arabella's demiplane expires today.
Uh-oh. I have to recast that.
Okay. So the quill starts writing. And you see it starts spelling out a small little rhyme. It says, this.
The moon's bright dance shall pass in peace. The wind may turn, but war shall cease. Yet count not long the days that wait. The sun strikes first, two dawns too late.
I take a deep breath.
So-
I go, can somebody message Larissa's people right now?
Yeah, I can send a sending.
Because if the day of the party is two dawns too late, that means they're attacking right now.
I send a sending to Larissa. We have some divinations suggesting an attack on your people is imminent. Are you being attacked now? You may
Going to
respond to this
Larissa.
message. Yeah, I'll send that to Larissa.
There's a pause. No. Nobody's attacking us right now. I mean, we know about the big army Dalibor told us about, but it's not here yet.
Okay.
Does it end mid sentence?
Yeah, she used too many words.
The sun strikes first, two dawns too late.
See, that kind of reads to me like only like one day after the festival, more than 2 days after the festival, it's too late.
Oh, so within a day or two?
At least that's how I'm reading it. I don't know if that's the correct interpretation, but that's what it kind of seems like to me.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, the rhyme is more than 25 words. Yeah, I mean, Arabella's thought is if we just send the rhyme to the Sun Shaman, and then he can use his divination magic to try to narrow it down.
That's more than permits ascending.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make another sending and say, ask Sun Shaman if they can divine it further. Contact us immediately if attacks so we can help. Or so we can help you. I guess if we say so we can help fight you and take you down because fuck you. No, like no. But you get the idea. I hope.
I think it's happening like soon, but not right now. You guys are still sending people up here, right? I remember Dalivor was going to.
I'll do one more sending. Yes, we are sending what help we can.
Okay.
And 30 minutes passed.
No, I'm like 30 minutes later.
So I let everybody know what we've talked about so far.
I'm imagining Brianna just standing up off in a corner, just casting and talking to herself.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Like a really long phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not
Okay.
happening during the party, but
Yeah.
Do people need to start marching? Like, we're sending
Well-
troops. Do they need to start going?
I thought that my thought was we were going to use
We can use my teleportation
Arabella's
circle to get people there. They just would
Okay.
have to go in 2
Arabella's
by 2.
magic to get there immediately. Yeah.
Okay.
We just need 1,000 gold worth of amber dust.
which we got already, right?
No.
Then we should get that.
Well,
Yeah.
we've collected amber dust for 2 castings of it. But
Okay.
if we are going to also use the magic to bring people from the Black Arrows to here, then we'll have to procure additional components for this.
How many people from the Miles? How many people are in the Black Arrows that you're thinking of bringing? And you can just whisper me a number.
Yes. I cannot bring too large of a group. Otherwise, Magnamar might be angry. What?
Wait, well, Seffi's like, you could invite the Lord Mayor.
Miles
Um,
rolls his eyes at that.
I'm just saying he likes parties.
I think that would
He
not
likes
be
it.
a great idea. If we
He
had
likes
more
big,
time,
extravagant.
we had more time and we could build it up more, yes. But we're on bare bones here. I don't think that that will
Okay.
be beneficial to us.
I could also message the merchant princess from Magnamar.
Sabria?
Yeah.
I think we should use Korvosa's resources. That
Yes.
you're not really taking into account the history between Magnamar and Korvosan. And while we're allied with Magnamar against Runelord Karzug, we don't share cultures.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
In fact, Magnamar and Korvosa have been at odds since their inception.
Well, hopefully we can, over time, fix that.
Okay, so but planar ally, Caden Killian, I'll focus on that then.
Okay. Anything else?
And then, so Arabella will connect with Miles about the black arrows, and then I'll
connect
start.
with-
Oh, go ahead.
I'll connect with Chrysidia about patrols and the tournaments, and I'm sure Miles, you can help with the tournaments.
Yes.
I'll get a Shawnee to help me with the mansions, because he has more fun ideas.
We'll have Ashania talk to Trinia and the Caden Killian priest, hopefully, if he goes along with it, to judge.
Mm-hmm. Well, Suffy's going to talk to the Killian priest, so she can
Right.
talk to him about that too.
Naveen and Miles will judge the physical contests.
Good. I think we have a good plan for the Riverwind Festival. I wanted to ask, you mentioned your needing to depart to aid the Sklarqua. What are you looking to allocate as far as city resources to that confrontation?
We'll need at least a handful of troops that actually are in Korvosan garb and uniforms, flags, things that say Korvosa is here to help. If the king himself and his people want to come on board, that would be even stronger of a symbol. But that is his decision.
I must advise against King Indrid marching out to the Cinderlands to face an army of giants with a handful of troops. I think that puts him too much at risk at a monarchy that is too unstable and too new.
Dalbor nods. Yes, that is true. To be devil's advocate, something that has been stated multiple times, is an untested king. Again, it is his decision. It is your decision. I just put it there as information to be considered.
Are you thinking maybe 20 soldiers is what you're looking at? More?
What would you say this is Korvosa putting forward its best foot to help as a city?
We have 100 total, including 24 of the hippogriff riders. We don't have 100 to send. 20. I mean, 20 is probably the best we can do. If the academy can send some spellcasters, and the other school can send a few folks, and we can get Karamaga on board, so they at least don't turn and side with our enemy. It's us.
Well, I could talk to Toph, and I think we could get some junior mages sent out from the Evoker School, but these are going to be students. They're not war mages.
Let me talk to Toft and Seldovan from the Arcana Circle.
They want to be war mages. This is one way to get there.
He looks.
We learned.
Well, and as for the academy, what percentage of the students die just trying to get into the school? I'm sure a little
He
battle isn't the
he kind of looks at all of you, and his voice lowers almost conspiratorially, and he says, the students that they send to this battle, they will have a future as war mages. They will have a future at all. Correct?
They don't send them, they won't have a future. Because they're coming here. The more we can kill in the Cinderlands, the less come here.
And we need the
I think-
Sklarklaw on our side.
I think we need to kind of take a step back from this battle and we need to assess it for. This is more of a test on both sides. Steffi and Miles have fought giants. We have not. Korvosa hasn't fought giants. We're going to be at disadvantage probably in the open ground. But we need to test both our forces and we need to test what their army is like. That's how I've been proposing it to Toft and to Sutherland. I'm less optimistic about us winning this battle, and I don't think that's the point here. The point is research. And yes, we want to win and save as many lives as possible. But if we don't get a taste for what Karzug is bringing, then we're going to go into the final defense blind.
And if we don't play the politics of this situation, we're not going to have the Scarclaw to defend the city, and we're not going to have Karamaga fighting with us.
But instead against us. Or at middle point, neutral.
I think if they're not with us, they're going to be against us, but yeah.
It's research. It's also politics. And that is something you, Kalpopoulos, are great at.
Without the Sklarklaw, we don't have a cavalry.
I wish they would have listened to you and returned back here. Abandoned Flameford and set themselves aside. I know many of them are probably going to die in this fight.
Yep.
I wish that too, but Korvosa has a history of treating them poorly and they do not trust us. And we need to make amends for that.
And
this is the amends.
How are they going to feel if we are successful in convincing them to return here and defend the city, and they see they'll be fighting alongside the Hell Knight of the Nail?
I think that is a bridge we will have to cross when we come to it.
We put them on opposite sides of the city.
I mean, to be fair, if the city falls, yeah, I think that's a fight we have to, a battle we'll have to worry about for a future time if the immediate worry is having the city survive in the first place.
He says he looks at the window and at a sundial that's like in the corner of the window, and he says, I'm sorry, I have to cut this off here. I have a appointment with Lictor DeVry about their stance in supporting the city. And he kind of stands and says, "Wish me luck and good luck to all of you."
Good luck.
And that is where we will end things tonight.
Uh-huh.
All right. Sounds good. We are going to... Where are we going to go today? Where should we go? Let us see. Who is around? I think we'll go and visit our friends over at the Dungeon Scrawlers. We got author Eric Scott DeBee is the game master over there. We haven't rated them in a bit. So we'll go and show our support to those at the Dungeon Scrawlers. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Of course, thank you to Andrew for running the Claimers Conquest. Thank you to all of our players for being here today. And of course, I also want to say thank you to our friend Death's Joker for that raid. I appreciate you. Thank you all for sticking around through the game and enjoying what you saw. With that being said, here is our little raid things. You can copy either of these. Nope, that should be the thing. It's not working. My machine is not working.
Oh no.
Nightbot was lurking in the background.
Yeah, it's not Nightbot. It's my new machine, my new tool, my new toy.
Whoa!
Oh, Namvin! Well, come on in, Namvin. We're just getting done. We were just raiding out, like we had the raiding sign up. Welcome on in, raiders. Thank you for coming in here. Welcome in. Hopefully your stream was good.
So you gotta play for another couple hours.
Hours. Give me Tatoes. Welcome on in, guys. Thank you for being here. Guys, if you don't know Namvin is a RPG, JRPG streamer, retro streamer, all kinds of stuff. You did catch us at the tail end. We were just about to raid on out. We were. But guys that came along at the raid, stick around and come with us on our raid. We're going to move on. If you like tabletop role-playing, that is where we're going. We're going to see some cool people led by the author Eric Scott DeBee in a game master session called The Twilight of the Realms, part of the Westgate Irregulars. Let's see if my machine works. See if my machine works. Boom, there it is. You can copy and paste either of those. If you are a sub, you can copy the first one. If you're not, you can copy the second one. Or take the Namvin raid. If you want to do the Namvin raid, take his emotes. Take his command. You can use whatever commands you want. We're going to raid on over as a group. The two of us. Epic Realms, Namvin, both communities. We're going to raid on over to the Dungeon Scrawlers, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Namvin, for the raid. Loves you. There it is. You can copy and paste. The Namsteaders have settled the land. Time to grow potatoes in your chat. Bring that along if you'd like. Represent your stream. Represent your peoples. But come along with us. Join us in a combined friendly raid to the Dungeon Scrawlers stream. Thank you so much for being here. Take care and good night, everybody. If I can find my stream ending thing. There it is.